Hey yo, G Dash, boy, take your hat off. Fine. This week on Hats Off with G Dash Jones. That's right. I want to be the daydream, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Woo! Y'all know what it is. This is Hats Off. I don't want to do too much. Hold up. Skirt. That was Olivia Rubini. That's a fact. That song was Olivia Rubini. It's called Daydream. Sounds so beautiful, right? Just made me just feel good in my spirits, all just on the inside. So shouts out to Olivia Rubini, Daydream. You know I like to start off with the music that feels good in your soul. Okay. Today this is Hats Off with me, G Dash Jones. Hey, yeah. So today we doing a special episode for Do More 24. Say what? A special episode. Where we gonna talk to some folks that help people do more. What? Yeah. When I say do more, we gonna talk to the legend, go by the name of Charles Vincent. Charlie. Yes. From Spur Impact. We also will be talking to Tierra Fair. From United Way, Delaware. That's a fact. And also, in case y'all don't know, Chris. Yes, Chris Bruce from King Creative. Some of you might have heard him from that as well, right? There are so many companies participating in what's called Do More 24. Is 24 hours of giving, if you will. Listen, just giving back to help all these nonprofits to kind of build up to what they need to be. And it's a collection of superheroes that are making this happen. Okay, I don't know if they call themselves superheroes, and I really hate to give out their aliases like I am today. But we gonna be giving out the aliases of the superheroes behind Do More 24, y'all. Yes. So one of the things, listen, I gotta tell y'all first, real quick. Let me tell y'all. So Luminescence Friday night. Listen, I want to give a shout out to everybody from Velvet Poindexter, Sarah Crawford. That was a Blondie Mansion affair. Listen, if you ain't seen the pictures, go and take a look. It was some of the dopest situation I ever seen. It was a glow-in-the-dark art exhibit. I interviewed Velvet Poindexter live and on set. Live on site at the MKT Place Gallery. Shouts out to DJ Barboni, keeping the bops bopping. It was just an interesting situation like none other. So I gotta salute everybody for that. Jay Street was on the camera like clink 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 clink. Ooh, Jay, yeah, with the vocals. Jay Street, him also was working the camera. Listen, the bar chief had the drinks mixed perfectly. Pop Factor was on the balloons. It was just a beautiful set, glow in the dark, and it was really glowing in the dark. Like it was dimly lit. It was something like none else I've ever experienced. So shouts out to everybody involved with that. I had to start off that way. Again, this is Hats Off for G Dash Jones. Before I bring my guests up, also gotta let you know I do a situation where I say, hey, update your calendar, check out that reel. If you want to know what's happening in the local arena, go check that out. And I promise you're gonna be like, wait, they doing this, they do this. I also cover virtual events as well. I keep it all done in a jazzy little spoken word poetry way. So it's quick, it gets you going, but you're like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. And it tells you everything that's happening, or a lot of things that are happening in a local landscape. So boom, with that said, now we go people's people, if you will. The people who are giving back to the people, if you will. Uh, there it is, right? Ooh, I
Hey,
got both at the
oh my
same
goodness,
time. Look
coming in
at
hot. You know,
it.
I don't have my hat, but I'm gonna do my best to hang in. There you go.
Listen, that hat is only mandatory for me. Y'all are good. Look at that hair.
Yeah.
Look at both of y'all. Both got the good hair. We ain't gotta worry about that. Listen, y'all can just anytime you can just wave it through, waft it. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay.
There it is. Let it happen. Let it flow. So,
Yes,
man, how
yes,
you
yes.
feeling tonight on this beautiful, Tuesday evening?
Oh man, listen, I'm phenomenal now that I got y'all too. Now listen, I surely hope Tierra is able to join us too, so we can get it a whole smorgasbord of do-gooding.
Yeah, we got
Okay, I don't know if that's
we
a word.
we got to get all the nibbles, the do-gooding nibbles. We can't leave anything off the buffet tonight. We got to, got to add it all in.
Charlie, you sure you ready to deal with this for a little bit? Because
Sure.
Just a feeling. He's just getting warmed up for Thursday.
I mean,
This is like a
this is
appetizer.
nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
It's one of those. It's tasty though. It's a beautiful past hors d'oeuvre. But I'm in. I'm loving it. I like how you're serving it up.
so first, just to start off, in case anybody wasn't aware, and by the way, I've interviewed Charlie before, but we're gonna circle back right now and just tell people a little bit about this Do More 24. What is that?
Yeah, so I can take that. Hi, I'm Charlie Vincent. I'm the executive director of Spur Impact, our nonprofit that works with United Way and about 500 or 600 other nonprofits that are participating in Thursday's statewide Giving Day, Do More 24 Delaware. So what the day is really a day completely focused around nonprofits in Delaware, the volunteers, the community that they're serving, and it's really about empowering anybody to really just think about philanthropy and being a philanthropist and supporting, whether it's a statewide nonprofit or a local nonprofit in your city. Every city in Delaware has one, and this is the day that the state comes together and the nonprofit sector comes together to really shine the brightest light we can on the Delaware nonprofits and the work they're doing.
Yeah, and I love how he just sort of casually throws in 500 to 600 nonprofits participating in the campaign. And that just shows, I mean, they've built a platform that really does empower these nonprofits and shines a light on their missions. And it makes it accessible for a lot of these nonprofits to be discovered. Many of them, if you go on the site, search, do some research, go through, I mean, there's a lot of them, but look through there and just read about their missions. And I guarantee you'll find one that you never knew existed, but you will be like, oh my God, that speaks to me. And that's part of, not only are we raising money, but we're raising awareness and giving these nonprofits an opportunity to really let their missions shine and for them to be discovered and find new ways to support them. They need volunteers. They need man hours. They need a lot of things. Now, we're focused on the dollars coming up in a couple of days, and we're going to be trying to hit those numbers, right? We got to get those donations in, and we need everybody to do what they can.
Absolutely. Okay, now as you mentioned this, right? Shouts out to the Pay It Forward group and the Delaware Dance Company and the Delaware Symphony, and I could keep going, but I don't have time to list 600 companies. Okay, I don't have time to list 600 folks. But just want you to know, you got people.
This real quick. How about this? If we just challenge everybody watching, everybody at home, on the count of 3, yell out your favorite nonprofit, and we'll just speak them out into the air. And we'll just do that. Ready, everybody? You think of whatever your favorite nonprofit is. On the count of 3, let's all say it out loud. 1, 2, 3.
All of them.
All of them. That's the only answer. All of them. Absolutely.
And they're all involved. If you didn't know, they're part of it.
They're in there.
Well, the nice thing is the website, you can really, like Chris was saying, you can go to domore24delaware.org and you can click the search button at the top and you can find everyone on there. There's a lot that are like personal pages that people have created on behalf of these nonprofits. Because they're a fan of them or on their board or volunteering, and they're like, hey, I support this, and friends and family, if you like me, people give to people, and that's a good way of raising money. So a lot of nonprofits use that strategy, but you can use the search filters on the website, on the search page, to really narrow down, the geographic. You can search by state, you can search by the type of nonprofit they are, what they're doing, and you can mix and match these, and really, particularly for the people who are just moving to the state or, just started a job and are working in the state, and you're like, hey, I used to do this with, this other group in, one of the other states, and now I'm here, and how can I get involved? And it's like, well, I like animals, I like veterans, I like feeding people, how can I use my talents to really do something besides, kind of clock in every day? And this is an easy way to find it. And, it's every dollar helps, whether it's $5 or $5 million, so, but most of the donors tend to be younger. They're not writing that kind of check yet unless they hit the Powerball. And then,
now, if you did happen to hit the Powerball, I'm just saying, this is a great day, a great opportunity for you to feel real good about yourself.
I knew he was going to take that opportunity. I saw him, Garrett, you said Powerball, his eyes lit up and said, hold up, I don't want to exclude nobody.
Yeah, hey, listen, I try not to assume, right? You just throw it out there, whatever is, and it's all good.
Okay, now here's one of the coolest things that I noticed about this Do More 24 situation, right? Along with it being your favorite, all your favorite nonprofits involved. There's a situation like some of them are doing kickoffs. Like it's not like Delaware Dance Company is doing a kickoff there, with refreshments and I don't know if they're going to be spinning on the toes as they do, in the ballet. They might though. I don't know, but I do know at the Nomad. Oh, they got the orchestra symphony. I said the symphony's gonna be at the Nomad kicking it off. Yes, they're gonna be at the Nomad. Yeah. So there's different places during like little like blast off moments that to keep it upbeat. Was that like thought of by the like a part of the theory of the of Do More 24? Did that just happen organically?
I mean, certainly we encourage all the nonprofits who are doing things to let us know or take advantage of the day. So, and a lot have done that. And in other giving days across the country, they sort of use the same thing. It's sort of like a snowball effect when you have 500 of anybody doing anything. But it's great because, like I said, a lot of these nonprofits are doing things out in the community. Some of them are doing, they have get-togethers at a restaurant or a bar or at their office or at somebody else's office or somewhere. And so there's lots of ways. So, and there's definitely a lot of that going on Thursday and Friday. And then throughout the day, it's 24 hours. And that's not even counting the live stream that's, where people are just going to be clocking in,
It's always fun to see, people get creative, right? And come up with different ways to engage, their current and even potential fan bases that want to support them. And what better way than hang out at Nomad or to, have a party at their location, or maybe just a streaming kind of vibe where they're all tuning in and they're kind of connecting and, sharing and helping encourage people to take part in the campaign. It's just really awesome. I mean, you still have time to set up a party, by the way. You got some time. We got a couple of days. If you're looking to host, just throw it out to your fan base, to your friends, your family, and say, come on over. This is kind of like a Super Bowl party, right? Come over. We're going to hang out. Everybody bring a little something. We're going to give to these nonprofits, and we're going to have fun watching the numbers come in and seeing how we do.
Okay, so now I brought up where these kickoffs are going and these parties are going to be. And Charlie jumped the gun a little bit. I was leading there, but I have to ask. So during this Do Goodathon, where will you two gentlemen be?
Well, we'll be do-gooding over there at the King Creative Studio, which is where the broadcast is going to be held down. We're going to be interviewing countless nonprofit leaders, community advocates, you name it, either in the studio or virtually, kind of like we're doing right now. And we're going to be sharing these stories. We have literally 5-minute increments to talk to various nonprofits because, well, as Charlie casually mentioned, there's 500 to 600 of them involved in the campaign. So we do our best to shine a light on as many as we can in the broadcast, as well as give updates, show you the totals, talk about which states, because one of the fun things is we have a map that actually shows where the donations are coming in from all over the country. So we know if Montana is holding back and hasn't donated, so we'll go after them. We know when those donations are coming in from all the states throughout the country. So that is a fun part of it, as well as all the various areas throughout the state of Delaware. And last year we hit all 50 states and we hit all, every city in Delaware, all contributing.
Wow. Shouts out to Middle America. See, I didn't know. Okay. Apparently, all of them donated. Even a little bit of Wyoming. You had some Wyoming people.
We had people every single state. Now we could always use more. So those people in Wyoming, they need to tell their neighbors. But we appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, and we do have like a contest. So the nonprofit that gets the most donations from the most states, or the first one to get all 50, gets a bonus of $500. So that's one of the prizes.
Hey,
so it's sort of a little incentive, but it makes it fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. All those little kind of things are a part of it.
Do we know who had the most last year?
I think there were 38 or 39. It might have been 42. It was less than 50, but the winning nonprofit last year, I believe, was the Everett Theater in Middletown, who had either around 40. And then I think the second place had around 37. So it was close.
Yeah.
And then, so you never know. It's like a lot of people share it on Facebook and on LinkedIn. They're like, hey, we're looking for, somebody to donate from Rhode Island. I think one year we did this, maybe the first year. And then, Rhode Island Tourism Bureau like retweeted us or something, so that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And because we sort
Well,
of
they look up
push
to us, Charlie. We're the
they look
only
up to
state
us.
bigger.
Well, we are
You
a
know,
little
they're the
big.
only. We're the only
That's right.
state that we can look to Rhode Island and be like, just barely. So, you know,
They come
we
up
like
to our
we like
shoulders,
Rhode Island.
you know?
We like Rhode Island. They make us feel good.
I love Rhode Island looking over to Delaware and saying, boy, they doing it big.
Man,
I
yeah,
do.
seriously. Rhode Island's like, man, I wish we could be big like Delaware. That's what they're
When
thinking.
Rhode Island grows up, I'm not going to finish the sentence because they're going to donate big money this year, and I don't want to make nobody mad.
Absolutely. No, it's all good. You know, just like Rhode Island, Delaware is small but mighty, and we're doing big things, and that's what this is, right? Doing more and doing it for a lot of really good reasons, and that's what all these nonprofits represent. They fill every nook and cranny of our life. You know, you think about every aspect of our life. These nonprofits support those various aspects, and if it wasn't for them, our communities would be much worse off. And we have a lot to thank to them for putting in the effort and the energy that they do every single day. And this is one of the best ways for us to show that what they do matters and that we appreciate it. And it's simple. You just hop on domore24delaware.org and you donate, you get involved, you share, and you tell all your distant cousins from all the different states to jump on board with us.
Yes. Now, which year? What year are we in of this?
Well, I would say, what year are we in? This seems like a loaded question. Like,
Yeah,
you go through time.
Every year it sort of resets. So I think this is so the event Do More 24 Delaware started with United Way a number of years ago, and then we partnered with them in 2020. So just before the pandemic sort of appeared, you know, we had the first Giving Day, and in that year we had, I think, around close to 400 nonprofits or so raised. You know, almost, it was either 300 or almost 400. I can't remember now. A lot. And they raised almost 400,000. I think it was like almost 400,000, which was great, you know. And we're like, hey, next year, you know, 500,000's in reach, and then we raised 2 million or something like that, or close to 2 million.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
I think
and
it was
raised a little more.
1.96 or something.
Yeah, 1.96,
I don't know,
but who's counting? And then
whatever.
You know, and then last year we raised 2.3 million. So hopefully we can get to I think sort of anytime you can get $2 million doing anything, that's a lot of money for a lot of nonprofits. I think the average nonprofit raised about 4,000 last year. Some raised a lot more than that. Some raised less, but you know, for a lot of these nonprofits, this is their operating budget for the year.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, in one day, right? And that's the thing, is that we're all making a really huge, impact in this one day, and it's all about creating momentum. But as Charlie alluded to earlier, he's kind of on a mission to change philanthropy in the state of Delaware. And that's a big deal. And getting people to engage with these nonprofits, to take action, to take time out of their days to support them is really important, because, again, they are the lifeblood of our communities. And without that support, they can't carry their missions forward. So one of the things, besides just raising the money, is we're really just trying to open up people's minds and their hearts to supporting and actively engaging in philanthropy in the state of Delaware. So there's really a bigger meaning and even a
I'm thinking.
just
G, update your
money
calendar.
So it's really
Since it's the month of women's history, a walking tour through Hagley will present you with the women inventors from the 19th century. Feel free to close out with poetry. Lex the Gentleman on Tag Dap, Lyrical Cypher, pass the mic virtually. Then a live open mic for you to watch players sing at Coluccio's, and a special episode of Hats Off with G-Jones on IG Live. I'll explore with folks from Do More 24. At Garfield Park, they step in Chicago style. Be prepared to hit a spin and even dip it down. Now, the Delaware Music Network open mic jam session at the Wilmington Library. Positive vibes from Cosmic Kai and all our feature, hosted by Ronan Ali. Do More 24 kicking off all around the city, from Delaware Dance Company to Give Back at the Nomad with the Symphony. Ray Jones Avery is at the Del Art Museum hosting Sumi Tanuka, continuing the jazz series. Then get on your feet. The Playhouse on Rodney has Emilio and Gloria Estefan story, and Black History Month Saturdays will actually continue. Brought to you by City Fest. Bring the family through to the venue. Rare Goods Flea Market got food trucks and DJing, live painting and skating. Please go see what I'm saying. man. If you want to do spoken word, slam, or read some things, CIG Starfield Saturdays, Valerie Lorraine. Start Sunday with yoga at the Chancery, relax, relate, release. End with Delaware Oscar Party, Rebirth, Tim Dog, and sweet friend Sean is hosting. You wanted to know what's going on? Well, there's your answer. Hit my inbox for sponsorship or to get your event on G-Update. So this is something that I have to highlight that y'all mentioned. And sometimes I talk to my audience. So here, y'all, listen up. Y'all need to see what they just did. What they did in the last 3 to 4 years, okay, was so they jumped the number up of the amount by 200 different nonprofits. 200 more, at least 200 more nonprofits were affected in this moment. Also, the number again went from $500,000 to $2 million, people. I need you to understand. So, and all that sounds great, but what I want y'all out there to hear is think about how many people were impacted by that $2 million that were actually helped. How many lives were built? How many animals were saved? How many, housing was allowed? Like, how many people were able to live life? Okay, just because from a day like this, how many nonprofits were able to help many people from a thing like this? So that's why that's where it trickles down to me, y'all, because I start to think about how many people were affected by these dollars and impacted by these dollars with that giving. So that is
and it extends.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, and it really extends much beyond the day. It's really about, you can do a lot in the 24 hours, but it's really about how this sets you up for the rest of the year. And so a lot of these nonprofits, this kicks off kind of how they're, it certainly supports their mission, but it sort of starts the spring, it kicks off the early summer, and then it's fall, and it, these nonprofits, they're constantly doing the work. And I think the pandemic really illustrated how important nonprofits are, particularly to the most vulnerable in the population, and it really, obviously there's a lot of politics in a year of an election like this, but the government can't do everything. And a lot of the work they do is farmed out to nonprofits in different ways. And it takes all hands. Yeah. And so an event like this is really about trying to lift the tide up and really bring as many nonprofits as we can. So we really, it takes a year to plan something like this. And, for the last few months, we've been working with a lot of these nonprofits to just help them strategize and really how they can focus their efforts, whether they're, a large nonprofit like the Boys and Girls Club, as an example, or a very small one, like, you said Pay It Forward, or, there's Native Nourishment. There's a lot of groups that are doing grassroots work within the community in different ways. And it's, in the end, everything costs money. Right. And, there's a lot of groups that are volunteer based, but their operations cost money, and the food that they're serving costs money. And you can donate your time, and that's important. And you can donate your money, and that's important. And you can donate, goods and services, and that's important. It just depends on the nonprofit. But I think the point of a day like this, and really thinking about how the nonprofits affect, the economy and the economic impact they have on the state and all of the people who live here and work here, is really about how you can give back in whatever way you can. And that could be financial. It could be a like on the Facebook page or Twitter or Instagram. Yeah. Carrie Ann Italiano from Opera Delaware, she had a great graphic she shared the other day. I don't know if we can share that or post it on there. I think it made it public, but it was like, just highlighting an Instagram like and comment and share, and just the kind of reach even that type of engagement has. And just somebody sees it and like, hey, that's kind of neat, or I like that, or oh, that's neat, I didn't know you did that, or oh, I do that too. That's something we have in common. You never know.
Right.
Absolutely. That is inspiring in itself. So now I have to ask, so like, okay, right, Joe Schmo is starting up his nonprofit to save fluorescent bulbs. It's not a thing, but why not? We're here now. So
listen, they have real feelings.
When he's doing this, he says, I want to be a part of just Do More 24 thing. And he might be too late for this year, but that's fine. People, it's the internet. This will live on forever. Don't worry about it. How does one get involved to have their nonprofit be a part of this Do More 24 campaign?
So, well, I won't speak on kind of creating a new nonprofit. I think,
I just mean yours. I mean, being a part of it.
If you've already got a nonprofit, we start turning everything on for the Giving Day in the beginning of November. We send out emails. earlier in the year, a lot of people, they sign up for, the Spur Impact listserv, they sign up for the United Way listserv, the Delaware Community Foundation listserv. There's a lot of kind of statewide capacity kind of supporting organizations. Ours focuses largely on young professional and emerging leaders, professional development and networking and leadership skills, particularly as they can be applied within the nonprofit sector and certainly within a business sector as well. And, there's other groups that are doing that in different ways, or other facets of this sort of nonprofit pie, so to speak. So I would say if you get on one of those listservs, that's kind of the easiest way to hear about it, or you're following them on social media, because we're posting about this stuff, at various times throughout the year. And a lot of people just email and they're like, hey, I'm interested. Even after we close, there's still a handful of people like, oh, I'm just hearing about it. We're like, yeah, it's a little late, so maybe next year. And they're like, okay. So we do get a lot of, people we have to say it's the cutoff. We have to cut it off at some point. Deadlines are arbitrary, but sometimes you have to have deadlines. So.
But that platform is set up to make it easy, right, Charlie? So ultimately, when a nonprofit goes through setting up, setting up their page, it's pretty turnkey. They'll walk you through it. It's easy to do it. So it's like, don't be overwhelmed. Don't feel like, oh man, am I going to be able to do this? Just reach out.
Oh yeah.
And they'll take you through the process. And it's even, the platform is available to be utilized beyond just the giving day as well.
Yeah,
so
the Delaware Gives platform is available year round. So degives.org has that's the easiest way to sort of start at the top of the funnel and look and find nonprofits, because some participate one year and don't for other reasons the next year. There's always things going on, and we sort of, it's open to anybody, and we don't force people in, or but for those who come in, we try and make it as easy as we can, and try and be as helpful as we can through every step of the process. And then it culminates, on Thursday, starting at 6 p.m. It'll
6 p.m.
kick on, and we really spend a lot of time of the year trying to get other corporate partners and other supporters to get behind it. So we have prizes every hour of the event, and some are bigger than others, but it's really to sort of reward.
Right.
Sometimes it's just a random donation that comes in that hour. So somebody could donate $5 and win $100 prize for that nonprofit.
Right.
And other times it's like, it's a race to see who can get the most donations or stuff like that.
And that's important too. Yeah, that is important, because those prizes are part of why this giving day makes it important that people give on that day, because your dollars go further because of all the stretch pools and the incentives. And if you're given $1, that dollar could turn into more, right? So it's really important. So if you're thinking, oh, I want to give to a nonprofit, but you're not really sure when, this is a great time to do it.
Yes.
Yeah. So every donation, it's not, some are doubled, some are tripled, some are quadrupled. There's different nonprofits that have their own incentives on their pages. On the overall event, every nonprofit that raises money gets a little kicker on top because of the way we have the prizes structured. So everybody gets a little more, even the smallest donation, and it's all proportionate based on kind of what they raise relative to others in their sort of size. So we divide everybody into generally 2 buckets, large and small. So that way the small nonprofits aren't competing against the larger or more resourced ones. And, there's always ways to continue to split it. Sometimes you just need more money. And which is sort of what we spend the rest of the year on, is just how can we get more resources put into something like this? And we have been very successful, in large part because the nonprofits have been very successful. So, if we can play a little role on it, that sort of ticks part of the box of our mission.
Yes. So, okay, now, and part of the reason why I do this show, as hats off for G-Dash shows, specifically is to highlight not only just like entrepreneurs or artists or people who are doing cool things in the community, but also ways that people can benefit and people can be a part of things in the community, right? And that's what this is, right? That's why, go into degives.org. I'm gonna say it again, go into degives.org. Okay, I mean, if they didn't hear me in the back, going to degives.org, okay, can either A, help you align your nonprofit with do more 24, or it can provide, you're like, hey, I want to be able to give back. You want to participate. That's where you can go, and you can kind of, you're going to see a kaleidoscope of nonprofits. It's like a nonprofit all-star game today. Okay.
That's right. Except for they play hard.
Oh, yeah.
They play hard. Exactly. Right. This nonprofit dunk contest is amazing, people. Like,
yeah. Well,
so
and remember, the website for Thursday is domore24delaware.org.
Right.
So D
do
gives
more
us,
24.
yeah.
Is
Delaware.
great. You can use that all year long, but for this campaign, for this Thursday, do more 24delaware.org, and you'll be able to see the live stream broadcast through the website. There's a page dedicated to it. It'll also be streaming out on Facebook through Spur Impact and the United Way of Delaware, King Creative, and some others resharing it.
Yeah.
We
DTV.
really could use
Shout out to those guys.
sharing it as well. And it's all about getting the word out there. So if you're able to share the broadcast, that helps because just more eyes on it, right? It exposes it to those folks and to another network, and all of that makes a difference.
Absolutely. Listen, I'll definitely be sharing it as well. So you'll be able to see it, listen, whenever, people can try to figure out, hey, what's going on? Listen, if you ain't got nothing to do, if you just sitting there mindless for a second, just come to any of the pages and see where the numbers is at. Listen, if y'all want to take side bets and then donate the winnings, feel free. I won't stop you. Okay? Y'all can do that.
Yeah, man, go for it. Whatever works for you.
Do whatever works for you. I don't want to limit your growth. Now, with that said, love having you both here. Now, but first, Charlie, I know we spend a lot of time talking about Do More 24, but I just got to give the world, is there any sneak peek you can give them about a little Mill Summit situation? Anything you can tell them?
I will say that at 3 o'clock on Friday on the live stream, we will have an announcement about the Mill Summit, and that will feature also one of the speakers, and it may be one of the keynote speakers. So I'd say that's the teaser for the Mill Summit. And save the date. It'll be August 6th. It'll be every year we try and outdo ourselves from the previous year, and I think 2024 will be no exception to that. So it's shaping up good, and yeah, that's coming. So yeah, right after the Giving Day, the Mill Summit stuff starts to kick into gear.
Yes. So
Friday,
people,
3 o'clock during the live stream, we'll have a teaser.
Friday, 3 o'clock, right? You're going to be tuned into the live stream, right? You're going to. I know that's in your plans already. So what you will learn is what's happening with the Mill Summit. That's going to be on August 8th.
August 6th. August 6th.
Excuse me. There's going to be something. Something on Friday will tell you about August 6th. Yes, they're giving you time to prepare for greatness. Okay.
Yes.
Now, King Creative, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, wait, cool. We had this great interview. We talked about the Mill Summit. We talked about Do More 24. And did you think I would leave out the Delaware Oscar, sir? You are a recipient of a whole award.
Well, I thought you were just going to talk about my Care Bear collection in the background, to be honest with you, or the giraffe, if you can see it. But yeah, I mean,
how long did it take you to collect that? That is a lot of Care Bears.
Those are actually, they're my daughter's now, but they were mine.
Sure, it's okay. It's okay. They can be yours.
They're ours. They're ours.
I love it.
Those are original, like early '80s, first edition, classic Care Bears. The stitching, they made them better back then, right? So it's all good.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if you got nominated for the Oscar for your Care Bear work. It could have been.
It's possible. I don't know. I didn't. I'll tell you that. And we're going to be out there, on Sunday, March 10th, having some fun over there at Goldie Beacom. And it's an honor to be recognized as a Delaware creative. Portia and her team over there at Purpose PR doing their thing. And we're just looking forward to having some fun and celebrating. It'll be nice having gotten through the Giving Day campaign, crashed and slept for most of Saturday. And I will have time to have recovered for Sunday. So that'll work out nice.
Yes. Look at y'all, both all super impactful. Look at that. And I don't mean just impactful with Do More 24 this Thursday and Friday, because you can go to, domore24.com and you can go ahead and see that. Not just that, right? But also with the Mill Summit and Spur Impact, because that's going to be August 6th and you can learn about that. And King Creative and the Oscars literally getting an award for his impact in the community and which you kind of can do with that camera, by the way. Boom, boom. So
we have some fun. You know, you were talking about Jay doing his thing, you know, kind of having some fun with the camera. I know he's really been enjoying that lately. It's fun to see him, you know, continue to grow as a photographer, which is really fun. And yeah, there's a lot going on. We've got this campaign Monday and Tuesday. We're shooting for a full TV show pilot that we've been working on for a while. So it's going to be busy. Yeah, and then Delaware, the nursing campaign's coming in, you know, Wednesday, Thursday for Delaware Today's Excellence in Nursing campaign. So there's no time to stop, no rest for the weary. We're just staying creative, staying inspired, staying productive, and just happy to be a part of it all.
That is dope. This is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. Now, I do a thing, right? And might as well do it. So I do a thing where I tell people, and Charlie's done this with me before. Now, I don't believe, Chris, you've ever had the opportunity. I tell people, if you give me a word, I give you a poem. So now I'm going to have y'all think of words. Now, while y'all thinking of words, I'm going to tell people again. Once again, this has been Hats Off with G-Jones. All right. Check me out tomorrow. Delaware Music Network is doing, is at the library, you know, open mic jam session. They're doing something phenomenal. You know, hey, bring your guitar, bring your vocals, whatever you want to do at the Wilmington Library. Go on down there and perform. If you are, if you're interested, if you got something else to do, also I'm hosting a business class for the Women's Business Center at True Access Capital. So we got a virtual class popping off there. If you want to get your rebrand on, want to know how to reconnect to your customers, I'm hosting that. We got Delaware Music Network over at the library. Check me out for your schedule updates for the week. I release those every Monday, tentatively, hopefully every Monday. So check those out. And of course, Hats Off with G-Jones is every week. So yeah, that's just what I got for you today. All right, that's where we're starting off at. With that said, gentlemen, do y'all have a word for me?
Well, I mean, I've got a word that makes a lot of sense, Charlie, if you're fine with that. And I don't think there's a better word right now than donate. Because we need y'all to donate Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, donate's a good one. Yeah,
okay.
I remember last year we did Impact, so donate's a good one. So
but see, last year
you want two
it
words?
was just one person. Yeah, I got two people. I need two words.
All right, I'll trip you up. I'll say philanthropy instead of nonprofit.
Okay.
Nonprofit.
I like there's a lot of good syllables. A lot of good syllables.
Yeah, a lot of syllables. With
the Y at the end helps though.
Yeah.
Philanthropy. Okay, I'm thinking. You ever have it in your heart to give? If it wasn't there, then you had it in your spirit. And it's something that you need to do to not just help yourself, but it's something about the way it will help everyone else live. See, they tend to spread this feeling from state to state, and it helps a lot of other people to grow in different ways in order to create something that they never knew could be this great. There is a reason why we donate. It's almost the best way to elevate your faith. See, this is what we're trying to do. See, if you have that feeling to give, here's what I need you to do. You can go to domore24.com and make sure that everything that you provide on is going to keep the world nice and strong. See, from the kids to the grown ones, from the animals to anybody who owns one. This is how the best way that we can always give back and still have fun. See, this moment isn't just about me or you all as we speak. It's about how we can all benefit from the efforts of philanthropy.
It is.
Yes.
It's all about you and me in this beautiful effort of philanthropy for sure. That was a beautiful poem, and appreciate the words. DoMore24Delaware.org. We should, we could post that right on there. Just let them know the words. There they go.
Let me see. I'm not as good on the interwebs as all that was. When I grew up, when I was younger, it wasn't on the computer yet. But.
I got you. Don't worry. It will be a part of the repost.
Yeah, we are all worries. We appreciate it, and honestly, it's an honor just to come on and just talk. It's important. Any way that we can get the word out and we can inspire people to take some action to, help their community. That's what it's about.
I'm sorry, I got hyped because Charlie was able to do it at the same time. Shouts out to Charlie, y'all. He got that.
I'm just kidding. I understand tech. I've been around for a long time.
I know.
Yeah. He's pretty good with an abacus too, but that's beside the point.
Who uses an abacus? Listen, Oh
That's how
man,
we do all the
again.
calculations in real time as today. It's we got a guy in the
That's
back
right.
that just is punching
Okay, I'm
numbers.
sorry. I have to tell the people you will not, when you tune into the live stream for Do More 24, you will not see an abacus. I don't want you to think that that's what you're going to watch.
It's possible.
That's going to be created for the
24
abacus.
hours. It's 24 hours, and at about 3 or 4 in the morning, anything's possible.
There's a lot of fun and a lot of filler.
Yeah.
The 3 a.m. abacus count sounds like a lot, and
Well, hey,
Welcome to the 3 a.m. abacus
3
hour.
a.m. You can hop on the live stream with us. We'll be up. It'll be fun.
I'm sure you'll be awake, right? You're not sleeping at 3 in the morning.
Who needs sleep when there's donations to collect? Okay,
Well,
there's
actually,
money to
I
give.
think at 3 in the morning, there's a contest that the first 20 nonprofits that get a donation get of any amount, just get a $100 bonus at 3 a.m. I think
like
that's
that.
the 3 a.m. magic hour.
Great reason to be up and hang out with me at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yes. And Mr. Creative, so I hope you get sleep at some point during this process, because that's a lot of.
Well, not during those hours so much, but after.
Yeah, but I hope you just find ways to be rested, because I don't know how that's gonna work. Okay, like 24 hours is a long time to stay. Or I guess maybe they give out Starbucks gift cards too. I don't know how this works.
Actually, I have a guy coming in whose company is all about fresh, like juices and nutritional elements. They're going to give me a hydration plan, and we're going to have like little things I can sip on throughout. You don't want to go too high or too low. So no real caffeine, none of that kind of stuff. You got to keep it natural, keep it right, and just be motivated by the stories of all the nonprofits. I mean, that's what keeps me going, to be honest with you. It's every time I sit down and I have another interview, each 5 minutes, they add up as I talk to one nonprofit after another, and we see the dollars coming in and we see the impact we're making. I could sleep later. I just keep rocking.
I could sleep later. That's right. I'll sleep when they're done. Talk about it. Okay. Gentlemen, is there anything you would like to say before we get up out of here?
Thank you. This was great, as always. Yeah. Join us on the live stream. You're more than welcome. And we'll see you in August, certainly, if not before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No question. Thank you for
You'll definitely see me on the live stream to tell me what I need to do. I got you. I'll be there.
All right. Fantastic. And, at some point, collaboration's a beautiful thing, so don't be shy. Reach out.
Okay, listen, I'm down. Whatever. You reach out. You got TV shows coming. Okay, you got TV. Like, listen, I'm available. We can work. Okay?
Fair enough. We appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, this has been an episode of Hats Off with G-Jones. As always, love yourself and everything else will fall into place. Y'all have a great day.
Man, I came in with my hat off. There it is.
Hats off. Thank you.